Welcome to this explainer. If you've ever stared up at your solar power setup and wondered why your energy generation seems to just have a mind of its own depending on the time of year, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're not just going to throw around those tired, basic rules of thumb that you hear everywhere else. Nope. We're going to decode the real, undeniable physics of solar panel tilt angles and figure out exactly how they directly dictate your energy yield. Let's get right into it.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to kick things off with not failure, just geometry. Then we'll move into the cosine law effect, followed by Earth's solar declination. After that, we'll walk through step-by-step tilt adjustments, and we'll wrap up with something a lot of folks miss, hidden safety risks.
All right, let's jump right into section 1. Not failure, just geometry.
Okay, let's talk about an incredibly common frustration. Why in the world does solar output drop so significantly in the winter? Right? You check your monitoring app in July, and the numbers are just glorious. But then you check it again in December, and your output has completely tanked. It is so easy to look at that sudden drop and think, great, my panels are degrading, or, oh man, something's definitely wrong with my inverter. We have absolutely all been there, feeling that completely relatable pain of a system that just seems to be underperforming.
But here is the reassuring truth. It's not a failure. It's just geometry. Your system isn't broken. Your panels haven't suddenly gone bad overnight, and your equipment is honestly probably fine. The reality is that your system is simply no longer aligned with the sun's path. Solar panels don't magically attract sunlight like magnets. They have to actually intercept it. And when the geometry of that interception changes, well, your energy yield is going to change right along with it.
And that brings us perfectly to section 2, the cosine law effect.
Now, let's look at the hard physics behind how panels actually collect light. See, solar panels do not collect sunlight equally from all angles. No way. They're governed by a physical rule called the cosine law. To put it simply, effective irradiance, which is the actual usable power hitting your panel, is proportional to the cosine of the angle between those incoming sun rays and the panel's normal or perpendicular line. Basically, energy transfer is at its absolute maximum only when sunlight hits that panel perfectly straight on. As that angle widens, the power drops.
So, what does this actually look like in real numbers? Well, if your panel is misaligned from the sun by just 10 degrees, you suffer a relatively tiny loss of about 1.5%. Not too bad. But if you're off by 30 degrees, your power loss jumps to over 13.4%. That is a massive chunk of your power just silently bleeding away every single day. And again, it's not because of an electrical failure, but because of geometric misalignment. Small angular mistakes literally cost you real energy.
This geometric reality leads us right to section 3, Earth's solar declination.
So the reason that misalignment happens in the first place is because the sun doesn't just sit perfectly still in the sky, right? Its path changes depending on the season, thanks to the Earth's axial tilt. At the summer peak, the sun is way higher in the sky, which means your panels need a flatter profile to catch those rays straight on. But down at the winter peak, the sun sits much, much lower on the horizon, requiring a steeper panel profile. This proves exactly why a fixed set-in-stone panel angle simply cannot capture maximum direct irradiance all year round. It's literally a constantly moving target.
So how exactly do we hit a moving target? Let's move to section 4, step-by-step tilt adjustments.
Let's get into the practical side of things and see how this theory translates into a real, actionable solution. You don't have to just guess your angles. It's a clear 3-step procedure. Step 1, identify your latitude. Your latitude is basically the geographical baseline for your solar angle. Step 2, understand that seasonal shift we just talked about. The sun effectively moves above your latitude angle in the summer and below it in the winter. And step 3, adjust your tilt accordingly. So if you want to optimize for winter, you take your latitude and you add 10 to 15 degrees to make the panel steeper. For summer optimization, you do the opposite. Take your latitude and subtract 10 to 15 degrees to lay the panel flatter. And hey, if you're using a fixed system where you can't or honestly just don't want to make seasonal changes, setting it directly to your latitude is hands down your best year-round compromise angle. These are your foundational engineering approximations.
But you might be wondering, why exactly 10 to 15 degrees? Well, it all comes back to one specific number. 23.45 degrees. This is Earth's solar declination shift. The Earth tilts on its axis by roughly 23.45 degrees relative to its orbit. This is the underlying physics driving the sun higher in the summer and lower in the winter. Those 10 to 15 degree rules of thumb, they aren't just completely made up. They're actually practical, smoothed-out engineering adjustments designed to chase this exact 23.45 degrees seasonal swing.
But here is where we need to make a really critical pivot. Section 5, Hidden Safety Risks. I want you to really absorb this idea. Optimization is not just electrical, it's structural. This is a massive paradigm shift that most solar tutorials and even installers completely ignore when they're blindly chasing that perfect winter angle. Chasing maximum energy yield has physical consequences in the real world, particularly when the weather takes a turn for the worse.
Think about it. When you tilt your panels steeper for the winter to catch that low sun, you are basically creating a massive sail on your roof. This drastically increases your mechanical risks. You're looking at a much higher wind uplift force. You're inducing stress fatigue on your roof penetrations and anchoring points. And if you're constantly moving a seasonal adjustment system back and forth, you run the very real risk of loosening your mounting hardware over time. You are essentially increasing the vulnerability of your entire system precisely when harsh winter weather, high winds, and heavy storms are the most likely to hit.
And the risks aren't just mechanical either, they're electrical. When you reposition panels, you're physically moving cables. That can cause micro cracks in your MC4 connectors from the repeated stress. It can create dangerous cable tension. Plus, adjustable systems often require longer cable runs just to accommodate all that movement, which immediately increases your risk of voltage drop. Remember, a solar energy setup combines high voltage DC with heavy mechanical load stress. And a really critical safety warning here: never, ever adjust a live system without isolating the DC inputs first. Ultimately, a perfect system just doesn't rely on geometry alone. Total yield is a really delicate balance. It equals the direct component, which we maximize through our cosine law tilt angles, plus the diffuse component, which is that angle-independent scattered light from the sky and clouds, minus reflection loss, which actually gets worse at higher, steeper tilt angles. Over-optimizing your tilt purely for direct winter sun might actually cost you more in reflection losses and structural safety than you'd ever realistically gain in electrical output. Which brings us to the ultimate question you really need to ask yourself: what is the safest performance balance between winter gain and summer loss for your specific setup? The best system is rarely the steepest or the flattest. It's the one that perfectly balances geometry, local weather patterns, and absolute structural safety. I hope this explainer empowered you to look at your solar panels not just as electrical devices, but as dynamic geometric systems. And a final reminder: electrical work is incredibly dangerous. Always, always consult a qualified professional before making physical changes to your setup. Thanks so much for learning with me today. Keep asking great questions, and I'll see you in the next one.